Well, hello everybody, it's Kathleen here from Kath's Relic Revival. I have the May Crafty Kit all ready to go, so wanted to walk everyone through what you're going to be doing. You'll end up with something like this, a mason jar vase that you'll be painting and wrapping the lid with some jute rope, and then a base for it to sit on as well. So in your box, you'll have the following. You've got a glass jar, some rope to wrap around the lip, some Mod Podge to seal it once you've painted it, 2 colors of fusion mineral paint. This will be the base, and then you'll have 4 feet in here as well. There we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then you'll have some glue to help put things together and an alcohol swab. So here we go. First thing you're going to do is wipe your outside of your glass jar with the alcohol swab. Set that aside, let it get nice and dry. Then you can start painting this. So choose either color, doesn't matter. You can be creative with it. So you're going to do that. Paint the top and the sides. You can paint the bottom if you'd like, but you don't have to. Okay, and then you are going to glue on your legs. So if this is your bottom here, you are going to take these legs and a little bit of this glue. This glue is not an instant glue, but it's great because it's quite weatherproof. Does smell a little bit, so just be mindful of that. You might want to open a window or pop a mask on, depending on how sensitive you are to those kinds of things. So you're going to take some glue and you're going to put it right here. Okay, not a ton, just a little bit. Enough that when you put it on, you can squish it down, but you don't have to worry about the paint all squidging out all over the place. Technical terms there, like squidge. All right, then you're going to take the remaining 3 and you're going to do that so you've got them on all 4 corners. Then you're going to flip this so it's then sitting right side up, so it looks like this, and you're just going to let that sit for a little while. You just want it to be nice and flat. You might have to push down on it a little bit, make sure you're getting it nice and flat. You're going to sit and let that dry. Once that has dried, you can paint your legs. Okay, so paint them in a matching color, a different color, leave them raw wood. Again, you do whatever works for you and your aesthetic. Okay, now you've got your base all done. Pop those in here. Then you're going to take your remaining paint and start on your jar. So you're going to put your brush in the paint. Oh, and I did forget to show you, I do have brushes in the package for you as well. So you're going to take your brush, whatever you want as your base color, and you're going to paint everything. I often will paint right up to the top of the lid. Sometimes I'll leave it glass, just depends on what I feel like doing. So again, you can decide on that. So you're just going to cover it. I find the easiest way for me is just put my hand in, just be careful when you do it, you don't break anything. Put my hand in and I turn it over and hold it like this and then paint it. For me, that's what I find works the best. And you don't have to paint the very bottom of it, the underneath section either. All right, so when you've done that, now you can make a decision about sort of what you want to do next. Do you want to add another color like I've done here on it? So you've got 2 colors here that you can work with, and you can do exactly that. So this is just taking it and just dry brushing a little bit. And so for dry brushing, you want to put the tiniest little bit of paint on your brush. You want to wipe most of it off on a paper towel or napkin, something that's not going to give you a lot of lint though. I often have paper plates around for this. And then you're just very lightly going to go over the surface. I really like to just do the raised sections sometimes. I think that's fun. This one I did a little bit more. So you can choose to do that, or you can choose to just do your 1 coat of paint and rub it off in a few sections, make it look really vintage. You can do 2 coats of paint, get a nice solid coverage on it as well. So again, totally up to you. And you might think, oh, I've got a plan, and then you get started and change your mind halfway through, and that's great. I do that all the time. All right, now once that is completely dry enough for you to handle and move around, I would give it probably about 2 hours. We want to let a lot of the moisture that's in the paint evaporate before we seal it. So then you're just going to take your Mod Podge. Now you can use Mod Podge. You can use the Fusion Mineral Paint Tough Coat if you have some of that on hand. That works great as well. I do find the Mod Podge gives me a little bit of a thicker coat. So if I'm going to be having it outside and such, I do like to use that then. Okay, you can also get a dishwasher safe Mod Podge as well, but honestly, I've had really good luck with this being quite durable. So you are just going to take some of this, open it up, squeeze it into a little cup or a bowl, dip your paintbrush in, and just coat the whole surface. Choose a direction and go with that. So either go around like this or go up and down, but don't change it halfway. You're going to get some weird texture if you do that. Once that has dried, and I would leave that to sit overnight, honestly. If you're impatient like me, you can probably get away with a couple of hours, but overnight would be ideal there. Then, finishing touches is to add your rope on. So you can do that in a few different ways. You can wrap it like I've done here. So to start the wrap, you're going to take a little bit of your glue, pop it on your glass, push your rope into it. You're gonna have to hold it with one hand while you wrap with the other because this is not an instant glue. If you prefer to use a hot glue gun, you absolutely can do that. It dries faster. Guaranteed you'll burn your fingers at least a half a dozen times though. So I do like this, but I just glue it in the one spot just to start. And then I wrap, and then I'll glue it again at the end. Okay. Now, if you don't want to wrap it, what you can also do is do a couple of wraps and then tie a bow with it. Also really pretty. Okay, so again, when you're all done, you're going to end up, with a lovely stand for your vase and then your vase as well. Now, these colors don't go very nicely together because I ended up selling the jar that was on here. So I just grabbed another jar to pop on there just to show you guys to see what sort of things that you can do. Right, have fun with that. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can get me by text, you can call me, you can email me. Whatever works for you. Happy crafting, everybody.